Okay, what's up? Hold on. Gotta turn the volume down, otherwise I hear my voice and it sounds crazy. It's me, Dexter Drive Makes Game. Got another video for you today. As you can see, I'm feeling a little better. My eye is doing okay. I can look at my screen now without the double vision making me want to just reel back and close my eyes, which it was doing the other day. It was so hard to just look at like anything with both of my eyes. I was still like keeping one eye closed to like look at stuff. But now I can look at my computer screen. It is still a bit wavy, but I'm here. And yes, I still have more time to heal before everything gets back to normal. Hopefully, my vision returns to normal soon. So, today I have a short video for you all. And this video is one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite videos that I made because sometimes I record videos based on things that I want to talk about or would want to talk about when I was driving, or something that someone said to me. So this particular video is from a time when I was back in West Texas working at Detmar, and someone had said to me, because in the oil field you run to the same locations a lot. You get on a well and you would go there, 10, 15, 20 times, to the same location back and forth to the loadout, back and forth to the well. And someone said to me once, I said, "You still run your GPS? You don't know where you're going?" And I said, "No." And then I didn't say anything because I realized the person who said that to me doesn't have experience that I do. Sometimes when you drive a truck, and probably like anything in life, people will tell you what they know by telling you what they think. And that information can tell you how experienced they are. So, for those of you who don't know, I always run my GPS, even if I am going to the same place that I've been for the last 12 days straight. Always. Even if I was on a regional route or if I've never been there before, I always run my GPS. And you want to know why? It's because the GPS gives you pertinent information like traffic backups. That is the most important thing that the GPS can alert you of. It can alert you of slowdowns and backups. And then guess what the GPS does? It automatically reroutes you so that you don't have to waste your time stuck in traffic. It can alert you of upcoming events, possibly traffic jam, backup, accident, road closures. So what happens is, really, you end up saving yourself time and becoming a safer driver by having it on, even if you know where you're going. Case in point. So this is me when I was down somewhere near Midland, Texas, driving for Detmar, and as you can see in the upper left corner of the screen, the interstate is absolutely backed up. And my GPS told me that it was backed up, so I got off on the service road before I got to the backup. Now, how many of those truck drivers up there do you think wish they had their GPS on so they could be cruising down the service road with me, not stuck in that traffic jam for whatever reason that would be causing it? This is the reason why I always run my GPS. It actually offers a certain amount of updates and safety alerts that can make your day smoother and can actually stop you from crashing into the back of people. If you ever see, sometimes you have like those rear end accidents in the fog and stuff like that, you see them on YouTube a lot, multi-car pileups. That's something else that your GPS can possibly alert you of. It might come up as in yellow or in red, depending on which maps you use. I've been driving for a while. When I was driving a truck, for most of the time, I would use regular old Google Maps from my phone. Now, people say, don't use your phone, don't use your phone, don't use your phone. But if you've been driving long enough, you know. If you've been driving long enough, you know. I just want to show you guys something here in this clip. If you've been driving long enough, you know how to read signs. And eventually you get a feel for what road you can be down, is there a low bridge or not. And yes, some of the trucker GPSs can show GPSs. GPSs? Is it GPSs or GPS? Plural. Like zebra. There's no zebras, right? It's zebra, right? Some of the trucker GPSs, all right, so we're going to go with, can show you these details that can save you from having an accident, especially if you're coming up on something where it's in red. And I used to glance over my GPS, even if I knew where I was going, and sometimes you would see like, oh, 5 miles up ahead, it looks like it's red, looks like it's backed up a little bit. And I would keep that in mind, like, hey, don't bow around this curve, it might be a backup right there. Those are the things that can really not just save your license, they could save your life and keep you out of prison. A lot of these accidents that we have on the road is because something happens in the roadway that's unexpected. A tire, there's a stalled vehicle, things like that. And, if it happened more than 10 or 15 minutes ago, the GPS can probably alert you of it. Now, I wanted to show you guys something here. As you see him on the service road, and you see me kind of move over and straddle the lane a little bit. The reason I did that is there's somebody walking here, okay? There's a pedestrian on the side of the road. Now, for those of you who've been driving for a long time, the reason that we do this is, in this particular case, it's not a double yellow, and there's nobody coming there's no other vehicles on this side of the road. And when I check my mirrors, there's no vehicles there. So we try to move over. And the reason is because you don't know if this person up here in red who's walking on the shoulder, this is how you learn, as you drive. I don't know if I haven't taken the automobile driving test in a while, but I'm sure they don't teach you this because all I can remember is learning how to drive a truck. Normally what you do is, and if you ever see truck drivers doing this, we always move over and leave space if you can. And the reason is I don't know if this guy's drunk. I don't know if this guy is broken out of the mental hospital. I don't know if he's about to trip and fall over a rock and fall right over that white line, right where my truck's going to be, and I'm going to run the guy over. Okay? Also, the reason you want to do this sometimes is to alert traffic that might be behind you or tailgating you. Hey, there's someone on the side of the road, there's an object on the side of the road, something like that. But always leaving extra space always covers your butt. The most likely thing that could happen here, especially because we're in West Texas, is I could be rolling right along that white line and one of my tires blows out. And if one of my tires blows out and some of that rubber hits that guy and that guy gets hurt, it's my fault. Now, I know that sounds extreme, but this is how it goes in trucking. You always try to do the safest thing always. So I don't know if you guys can see there. I'm struggling to see it too because I only got really one good eye at the moment. But for example, as I'm passing this person, what if a car just pops up out of nowhere out of that brush? And in Texas, that happens a lot because there's a lot of dirt roads and stuff. People just pop up out of nowhere. You're like, whoa, what's going on right there? Well, that happens out there. So if something surprising happens, I've already positioned myself where I put distance between the right side of my truck and that pedestrian. That's why you do stuff like that. I'm sure anyone who comments or who's been driving longer than me could probably leave you like so many more examples of why you do that, but it's just something that you do as habit over time. It's just safer. It doesn't take much. Even if my steer tire were to have blown out right there on the right line, what's going to happen, truck drivers? The truck's going to jerk hard to the right, isn't it? It's going to go phew, just like this, isn't it? Yeah, it is. And we're going to be right over there where dude is right there in the red, ain't we? We're going to be right there. Hold on. It's inverted. We're going to be right there, right where the guy's walking. So that's why we do stuff like this. It just helps to avoid what potentially could happen. Because if any of those scenarios did happen, we don't end up hitting that guy. Probably scare the crap out of him, but we probably don't end up hitting that guy. And that's really the whole point. So anyway, always run your GPS. Even if you keep it on silent, you don't want to listen to it, just keep it up on the dash so you can glance at it. And if you don't want to glance at it, just keep it on in your earpiece. Most of these Bluetooth headsets, you can connect to two devices. That's what I used to do. I would connect my GPS from one phone, and then I would just throw the phone in the bunk, and just let it play, in my Bluetooth so that I was available to take calls, make calls, and listen to music through my headset. You could do that too. Oh yeah, okay. I took that ramp a little Mario Andretti style. I did. All right, I did. You guys got me. You saw that. But I got clear sailing here. Nobody's up here because our GPS alerted us of that backup right there that you guys saw. And now we're smooth sailing here. Off to the well, probably loaded because you could see by how slow I am accelerating. Those trucks at Detmar used to pick up speed pretty quick, but you could tell I'm probably loaded by the way that I'm moving there. Anyway, that's the video for today. And I appreciate you guys watching. As always, I'm going to keep you updated. Still got those other channels coming up. Still staying busy. I hope all of you are well. Making the most of things the best you can. I know things aren't the greatest right now. I know we're all going through some things. I don't like to single myself out because life can be tough for all of us. But, you guys keep on rolling, keep on trucking. If you think this video is something that someone can learn from or be safe. Oh, well, I could tell you guys this right now, too. You see how I got on the rumble strips right there, too? Same thing with the oversized load right there. Now this is my election to do this. Okay, this is my election to do this. These guys are responsible. Okay, the pickup truck and the guy who's hauling this oversized load right here, they're responsible for keeping it in their lane. Okay, over here in their lane. But I always like to make a little extra space in case that gust of wind comes along, because you could tell by the way the truck's going, I'm riding on that rumble strip, and I did it on purpose. Okay, this was my choice. I'm not responsible for doing this. This is my choice. If this guy over here, okay, has to swerve or whatever happens, or a gust of wind comes along, I'd rather just be that extra space between us. That's how I drove for 17 years. I didn't have any DOT reportable accidents. You know what I mean? Put a little extra space in there. That's my election. I'm not saying you have to do this. I chose to do it, though, there in that case. There's a pretty wide house trailer that he's pulling there, and the edge of that house is pretty close to the dotted white line. And I want as much space. That's my personal preference. Me personally, I want as much space as possible in between us in case something random happens. A gust of wind, tire blowout, or just some crazy object pops up in the road, you know? So that's why I do that. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I hope all of you are well. Be safe, and stay optimistic. Keep faith in whoever you believe in, God, the universe, and keep following your goals, keep following your dreams, whatever they may be. Life has challenges for all of us, but if we stay motivated, we stay focused, we will make it to our goals one way or the other. And life has a wonderful way of redirecting us sometimes. Don't be afraid of it. If something happens in your life that changes your course or direction of your plans, then it was likely meant to be. And it might lead you into a chapter that you never expected to go down. Could be great, okay? So appreciate you all for watching. I'll talk to you soon. This is Dexter. Everyone be safe. See you later.